Ang tanong ko natin is base doon po sa mga nakaraan na sinabi po ninyo of at least 5 incidents involving drug shipments that you're able to... Ano pong naging findings natin dyan? Meron ba tayong nadisiplina na empleyado? Ilan ba ang napatanggal natin dyan na nakita po nating maaaring nakipagsabwatan mo dyan?
Those cases, Your Honor, are shipment from other countries and shipped to the country, and they were intercepted in our port, Your Honor, airport.
Okay, whether related to that or not, but in the last year, have you actually administratively dismissed or have you filed cases against any personnel pertaining to connivance pagdating po dito sa kahit anong smuggling na nangyayari?
Yes, Your Honor. In my time when I assumed as the commissioner, I have a total now of 8 who were administratively charged, and or abonis, and then there are 27 administratively charged and order and preventively suspended. And then those decided cases against the personnel of the Bureau of Customs, we have 5 suspended and then 1 dismissed, 1 reprimand, 1 suspension, Your Honor. And this is a total of 8, Your Honor.
Ano po yung, briefly lang po, ano yung mga kaso? Meron mo ba niyo involving, may mga swing ho ba dyan? Anong naging findings po dyan? Sa anong dahilanan po? Related ba yan sa droga? Related ba yan sa smuggling?
Most of these are corruption cases, Your Honor.
Nangingikil, tama ho ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. For the record, Mr. Chair, as admin matter, can we ask for the name of all the examiners as well as the... Ano ba ito? Kanino ba dumadaan itong yung lumabas? Yung nakita po sa GMA? Pwede ba natin malaman kung, di ba, may grupo-grupo dyan? Kung Resin, GM, kanino ba yan sa MICP?
The sectioning of the...
Anong section yan, Collector?
Tinanggal na po yung sectioning sa MICP, sir. So, pool of examiners and then pool of appraisers. The commissioner established a goods verification system in order to remove yung Suki system. So, upon lodgement by the broker, magsasubmit po sila ng hard copy. And then, upon submission to the Bureau of Customs, the GDVS will randomly assign the examiner and appraisers.
Okay. Pwede namin makuha yung pangalan ng appraiser at examiner at yes, lahat po, yung broker, nangalanan na po, hindi ho ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Nakausap niyo na po yung broker?
No, not yet, Your Honor.
Nahanap na po yung broker?
It's the investigation committee that is attending to that, Your Honor.
So, nahanap na ho ba? Hindi pa?
I request the...
Baka pinatay na yan.
The director of CIAS to answer that question, Your Honor.
Pwede bang bigyan nyo ng upuan si... Ano ka ba? Dati ka ba Major, Colonel? Ano ka ba dati? Ha?
Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, sir. I am Director Tasio of the officer in charge of CIIS, sir. I was formerly with PDEA, sir. With regards to the broker, we have our agents have already started investigation, and we will be subpoenaing them this starting today till Friday, sir, for the investigation.
So hindi pa nahanap itong si... Ano pangalan niya?
We already found them, sir. So, nag-start na yung ating investigation.
Nakausap niyo na?
Yes, sir.
So, ano sabi niya?
Initially, sir, they will be cooperating with us.
Ano nga sabi niya? What did the broker say?
Yes, sir. They said that There is ongoing investigation, sir. That's why can we just submit reports after the investigation, sir?
Okay. Ano ang kanyang teorya? Paano nangyari yan? Paano nagamit ang pangalan niya? Yan naman ang kanilang paulit-ulit na kwento.
Sir, accordingly, sir, wala silang knowledge doon. But they are willing to cooperate on the who contacted them, sir.
Okay, we'll leave those questions to the chairman later on, no? Pero, chairman, kunin natin yung listahan nung itong broker, makita natin ang pangalan, pati yung consignee, at hingin natin sa kanila, for once, Mr. Chair, anyway, that they should comply with us, kung sino yung examiner at saka yung appraiser na at tingnan natin yung records ng examiner at appraiser ilang beses nag-transact sila sa atin. May record ka na ba dyan, Mr. Intelligence, head of intelligence?
We already submitted the report, sir, but the official report is with the Office of the Commissioner. Sir.
Ilang beses na yung broker na yan nagpasok ng similar shipment?
The similar shipment only one, sir. Office of the Commissioner.
Kasama pati yung sa nahuli sa GMA. Pasok ng similar shipment.
That's the one, sir. That's the similar shipment.
Yung sa MICP compound is an abandoned
sa nahuli sa
shipment.
GMA.
So walang lodgement, correct, no?
Yes, sir.
So walang records of who the brokers are and who facilitated the arrival of the cargo. So in this case, yung sinasabi ni Director ay yung doon sa apat na magnetic lifters na nakita sa GMA, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. That's correct, Your Honor.
Sige, may sasabihin ka pa eh. Sabihin mo na.
No more, Your Honor.
Meron pa eh. Ayun na, masarap mo. Basahin mo. Sige. Sabihin mo na. Pakita mo naman sa amin, you're the head of the intelligence. So, we want to hear what really happened also here. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, we have learned of the container last August 8, so immediately we coordinated with PDEA and the PNP. So we were already starting a backtracking and possible follow-up operation. So so that there is constant coordination with our PDEA counterparts, Your Honor.
So, you're also formerly from PIDEA, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, sino pang ibang from PIDEA? Si DEPCOM Quinto, DEPCOM Fajardo. Sino pa po yung ibang kasama ninyo na senior officials? Ngalanan mo na lang.
Sino-sino yung mga officials na galing sa PIDEA na ngayon nasa Bureau of Customs?
Aside from DEPCOM, tayo na lang. DEPCOM Quinto,
Hindi, okay lang.
DEPCOM
Pulang kayo.
Pardo,
Huwag na kayo tumayo.
and DEPCOM Rosales. Yes, Your Honor.
Asan si Ruiz?
Director Ruiz.
Okay. Sige po. Panghuling tanong, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
please.
Yung nahanap na lata, you say it's abandoned. Correct? There's a technical description, a process by which, even a period within which you can declare something as abandoned. Okay? Pwede bang tanungin ko si MICP, yan, area mo yan? Tama ba?
Yes, sir.
Ano ang proseso?
Upon arrival of the vessel and from the last discharge of the container from the vessel, the period within which to file an import declaration supposedly is 15 days. Then after 15 days, it can be extended to 30 days. Considering that this shipment, an entry was not filed, so it was declared abandoned after 30 days. So after 30 days, the arrastre operator reported to us that the shipment is an overstaying. So as a matter of procedure, we had to either post the subject shipment in our bulletin board that the same are overstaying, or we can personally send a mail to the consignee to claim their shipment within 15 days.
how many of these in MICP, how many of these actually take place? Ilang lata yan ang nangyayaring ganyan sa isang buwan, sa isang taon?
Right now, sir, I think we have almost 3,000 to 4,000 abandoned, seized, and overstaying cargos.
Correct. Nangyayari yan, ano? Minsan nahuhuli, natatagalan, etc. Not for any ill motives minsan. Tama ba?
Yes, sir.
Ano ibang mga nagiging dahilan? Bakit naililipat yan?
Kulang yung documents, sir, minsan. Minsan, walang pambayad. Pangalawa, yung usually, sir, na rason is yung permits, they are waiting for the permits from the other government agencies.
Kung yan ay may chemical, may explosive, o kung yan ay kailangan ng BIFAR, etc. Tama?
Yes, sir.
So, matter of routine yan in actuality.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Malalaman ba ng DOC na ang laman nito ay shabu kung hindi tayo sinabihan ng PIDEA?
Not right away, Your Honor.
So in fact, the intelligence sharing is working. Hindi ba?
Yes, Your Honor. That's why we need the information to a certain container van has a shabu in it, just like
Tama.
what happened doon sa 355 kilos
Tama.
that is contained in the two lifter, Your Honor.
Oo. Pero wag niyo kami sasabihin na hindi yan mailalabas. Na hindi yan mailalabas simply because there was no lodgement, there was no importer, there was no... Hindi. Mailalabas yan. At some later time, kaya siyang mailabas. Diba? Pero ang punto ko dito is the intelligence sharing is working because if not for that PIDEA information, you would not have found out that that shipment contained shabu.
Yes, Your Honor. Not immediately, but it's possible if the information is not available because it is abandoned. Then in due time, this can be opened, Your Honor.
Dalawang tanong na lang, Mr. Chair. Ha?
Sige, isa na lang.
Hindi, yung kanina kasi last chapter yun.
Okay, sige.
Ano pa?
Okay, but in
Opo,
deference
ito
to
na po.
the deputy minority, the former deputy
Yes,
speaker,
yes.
and now the minority leader.
Okay na. Okay na, boss. Ha?
According to
May
Congressman
tanong na lang po ako. Commissioner, bakit nagkakaroon kayo ng turuan sa PIDEA? Are you disappointed that it seems that your former organization is now putting you in a bad light? Ano bang dahilan?
No, Your Honor. In fact, I always try that to tone this down. It's just the persistent call of the media, which I avoided before I made that press conference last Saturday, and because of the clamor of the men and women of the Bureau of Customs. But I have to come out and tell what is the truth, Honor.
So the truth for you is that walang drogang lumabas. Yan ang tingin mo.
Yes, Your Honor. Now that the empty containers did not contain the 1 ton of shabu, Your Honor.
What did it contain?
Well, as presented, Your Honor, it did not contain anything.
Despite the fact that it was identical to the magnetic lifter that you found, despite the fact that it had the same address, despite the fact that it had the same hole, the same
Yes,
measure.
Your Honor. Yeah. Yes, Your Honor. That's what the first responder, the people who went to the scene, said, that it is empty. And when the law enforcement, the officers arrive at the area, it's really empty. Now, I think what has to be done is whether there was a shabu that came from it. And that's why they made use of the chemist. We have the SOCO team, the chemist, and This turned out to be negative of Shabu, Your Honor.
Bakit ho binutas yun?
Well, that's a good question, Your Honor.
Ba't binutas?
Well,
Parang
don't
yung
know.
sinabing, I mean, to me, to us, me as a lawyer, is that if it talks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it must be a duck. Parehong-pareho eh. Parehong butas, parehong lugar, isinara. Mga Chinese ang pumasok doon. Anong other conclusion ang pwede nating sabihin? I mean, is there a conspiracy? You have to tell us. Are you being put in a bad light by PIDEA? Na iniimbento sila mismo nagbutas nun? Anong dahilan? Bakit kailangan butasin yon na tagong-tago sa isang lugar sa parehong warehouse kung saan papunta yung nahuli po sa inyong puerto? Anong paliwanag?
Your Honor, there can be many possibilities for that.
Ano
Your
nga
Honor.
po, Manong?
Well, I cannot tell, Your Honor, because I cannot tell something that I do not know.
Mahirap, Manong eh. Naintindihan niyo po ako, this is not a court of law. We are here to make sure that policy as well as the budget is used correctly by the Bureau of Customs. When we launched that investigation last year, over which we were all quite active, we had high hopes that things like this would not happen. So the last thing that we need is a finger pointing between agencies saying na meron ba o wala. Kasi nakikita natin na sa lahat ng indikasyon, tila meron. Anong paliwanag kung willing naman kaming tanggapin yung paliwanag eh. But tell us an explanation of why it's not a duck. Paano? Anong paliwanag? Hindi tayo nagsabi dito na wala namang direct evidence eh. Wala namang testimonial evidence eh. Wala namang swabbing, di ba? Pero anong dahilan kung bakit ginawa yun doon sa sa GMA at ginawa in the same manner doon sa Bureau of Customs?
Your Honor, there was swabbing. But as I've said earlier, the investigation is going on. Maybe in little more time, we'll be able to have something to tell this committee, Your Honor. But I cannot say something that is not based on, that's not a fact. That's not something. That's not fact, Your Honor.
Yeah, but like I said, Mr. Chair, we have entrusted the change in the administration of the Bureau of Customs. Umaasa kami, literally all the facets at lahat ng instrumentong kailangan para makakilos sa Bureau of Customs, from enforcement, intelligence, ay hawak po ninyo. Umaasa po kami ng kasagutan dito sa tanong na ito. At ang hindi namin pwedeng tanggapin na kasagutan ay hindi namin alam kung ano nangyari doon. That's one answer that we cannot accept as policymakers. We need to know what happened. Because you cannot tell us that there are no drugs simply without any basis. Because we see clearly that there is a pattern. Anong paliwanag po namin doon sa taong bayan? So, kailangan po namin ng malino na paliwanag dyan. Because you are clearly disputing the express statement of another government agency na galing pinanggalingan at pinaglingkuran din po ninyo. So, ang hirap din pong i-reconcile yung dalawang yon. Anyway, Mr. Chair, with sige po.
Yes, Your Honor. Our bureau, our investigators are cooperating fully with the PDEA, and with the cooperation that we are having in the investigation, hopefully we will arrive at a result that you want, that you are expecting, Your Honor. We are cooperating with PDEA.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. I will wait for my second turn.
Thank you, Congressman Kimbo. But we'd like to take note of the request of Congressman Kimbo in as far as the documents that he is requesting. Please, may I ask the Bureau to please comply with that request. And in addition, we also would like to find out, kasi dumaan din ito sa, as per the CMO issued by Commissioner La Peña, where an entry ba tawag doon, na considered red, no, should have a 100% examination, no? So non-intrusive examination, correct? Meaning, ito po'y dadaan sa X-ray. No? And because of that, may we also be furnished by the X-ray department as to sino yung nag-administer nung X-ray. Sino yung taong yon, no? Or whoever caused the release and the findings and the report of such X-ray na nangyari doon sa kargamentong yon. We'd like to find that out. Can you also provide this committee?
Sure, Honor.
In relation naman doon sa sinasabi ng PIDEA, where you claim, as aptly described by Congressman Kimbo, that it is a duck, no? Yung teorya nyo na dahil parehas ng itsura ng lifter, may asbestos, may foil, at may butas na allegedly doon tinatago yung droga, dahil yun din ang nakita nyo doon sa compound ng MICP, no? MICP compound. Therefore, you are theorizing na ito ay allegedly containing Shabu rin, no? So, kumbaga, ang naging isa sa nakita natin dito na ginagamit yung metal casing ng isang magnetic lifter as a possible way to smuggle into the country Shabu. Tama ako? Dahil ganon, can we also ask the Bureau for documents as to those consignees, those brokers, or whoever caused the release, importation of such magnetic lifters from January 1 of 2018. Siguro doon tayo mag-umpisa, itong taon lang na ito. January 1, 2018 up to today as we speak. Para malaman natin, kasi kung naging modus operandi ito ngayon ng drug lord, na ganito sila mag-smuggle, ito lang yung nakita natin, yung 4 at saka yung isa, allegedly, no? So dapat makita natin kung sino pa yung mga yon, and chances are we might be able to determine na this is indeed a new modus operandi of the drug lords. Okay, maraming salamat po. The next to interpolate is Congressman Biason. Congressman Biason, you have 2 minutes and you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My first set of questions would be directed to the PIDEA. It struck me yung statement nyo kanina about the single administrative document. Sabi nyo kanina, unofficial or unofficially obtained by PIDEA. Why?
Your Honor, at this time, during that time, since I have also colleagues from PIDEA who transferred to the BOC, so I communicated with them and asked them for documents. At the time is of the essence because I was the one in charge of the backtracking, sir. So informally, kaya sinabi ko dito, informally, sir, but we will request properly to the Bureau of Customs through our Director General for these documents.
But isn't there a mechanism of information sharing na dapat official lahat, especially in cases like this? Even kung I understand no yung urgency of the moment, but precisely we should be having mechanisms to address yung urgency and put everything in an official manner.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
So have we been doing this for the past so many years or what? Yung ganitong klaseng unofficial coordination in terms of investigating subjects like this?
In this particular case, sir, I was talking to Director CIS, Director Tasio, and purely the Bureau of Customs and PIDEA, we have a task force. Until now, meron po tayong tinatawag na Interagency Committee Against Illegal Drugs. In this case kasi, sir, nagbabacktrack pa tayo, pinilisa natin. Pero we will request for documents, official documents, sir.
Would there be any reason why you would choose to get unofficially documents from the Bureau of Customs?
Kagaya po, sir, ng pagkasabi ko, yung para mabilis po, sir, yung takbo. Anyway, sir, we share the information. Yun po yung essence nun, sir, para mabilis
okay,
na yun.
So if siguro in the future, no, let us address that gap. Obviously, that is a gap. Yung kahit nasabihin natin na for in the interest of time, we should still be moving within official processes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You confirm na sinabi nyo, nag-swabbing kayo, negative.
Yes, sir. Nag-swabbing po kami, sir, with my forensic chemist, and negative po sa yung findings doon sa,
So your basis would only be the behavior of the dog, the canine dog.
Yes, sir. Yung positive response, sir, ng aso doon sa stimuli, which is yung amoy, sir, ng drugs.
Okay, from the legal perspective, no, and investigation and preparation for prosecution, yung canine dog ba is sufficient evidence of the existence of drugs?
There are many cases, sir, that the handler executed an affidavit, sir, saying na umupo yung aso niya because that dog was trained doon sa tinatawag na pag-sniff po ng illegal drugs. And at the airport, sir, ito yung probable cause na ginagamit natin minsan para mabuksan natin yung bagahe kung inupuan po ng aso.
Precisely, no?
Yes,
Pagka umupo yung aso, may dahilan ka ngayon na buksan yung bagahe. Pag wala ka nahanap, ano mangyayari? Can you proceed with filing a case against the person who owns the baggage?
Pag wala, sir, nakuwang drug, sir, definitely walang case, sir.
Okay, so a canine is not a definitive evidence of the existence of drugs.
In sir, in this case kasi, sir, to be objective dito, sir, ang tinitingnan po kasi namin, sir, nagbabacktrack kami. We are preparing a case, sir, doon sa mga possible na perpetrators nito. Ongoing po yung investigation, sir. So we are looking forward yung cooperation namin sa customs, not only in this particular case na kung saan may nakuwang cylinders doon na walang laman. Yun po, sir, yung...
Would the canine behavior signify or establish the possible quantity of drugs involved?
In this case, sir, kung tinitingnan nga namin, sir, the fault siguro on our part is we declare the worth and weight of drugs. But definitely, it is our belief, sir, and we are very confident na lagyan po yun ng drugs.
Ang tanong ko lang kasi may figure na lumabas 1 ton of shabu, di ba? So,
Yes, sir.
as you said, ang basis natin is the canine. So yung behavior ba ng canine dog would establish or give us an indication of the quantity? What was the basis of the 1 ton?
Hindi po natin malalaman doon.
So
Basta
the 1 ton,
indication lang, sir, na may
where
drugs
did the figure 1 ton come from?
Sir, yung figure na yon, in-estimate yun base doon sa dalawang magnetic lifter na nakumpiska doon sa MICP. Ang laman nun, sir, ay 355 kilos. 4, sir, yung nakita doon sa GMA Cavite. So, 355, sir, times 2 yon.
Okay.
Kasi because, more or less, sir, more or less. Kasi ang pinagbesayan nga, sir, yung bilog na lifter.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yung bang container van was found in the warehouse?
Wala na, sir, naka-aris na, sir.
May mention kayo dito about the container number. So saan nakuha yung container number?
Yung available CCTV, sir, on the ground, yun, sir, ang naka-pinpoint ng container number.
Okay, would you be able to provide a still photo of that footage to the committee or possibly even the footage itself?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, through the chairman, we would like to request that the PIDEA furnish us a copy of that CCTV footage which shows the container van in question.
PIDEA,
Including, sir, yung mga plate numbers ng mga vehicle na sinakyan ng mga Chinese na kumuha ng laman doon sa bodega. Nakuha rin, sir, yung mga plate numbers, sir, ng vehicle.
Okay, but personally, I'm more interested in tracing the container van, Your Honor, because that's the link going to the Bureau of Customs.
So, PIDEA, you are requested to submit to the committee the document being asked, CCTVs and CCTV and container number, container details. Anything else?
Okay, Mr. Chairman. So it is based on that container number that you're able to get the bill of lading and the SAD?
Do you have a copy of the bill of lading? May bill of lading ba yan?
They mentioned earlier about the bill of lading, Your Honor.
Wala pa, sir. Wala pa, sir. Wala pa, sir.
I think it's in the Bureau of Customs. No? Pero sa PIDEA, wala pa kayo.
Wala pa, sir. Ang meron lang kami, sir, doon sa yung dalawa, sir, yung sa MICB, sir.
So meron kayong CCTV nung container with the number
Yes,
being
sir.
shown in the CCTV, tama?
Yes, sir.
You also have a video of the Chinese personalities that...
Wala, sir,
Wala?
yung Chinese, yun lang, sir, vehicle, sir, yung vehicle.
ano yung,
Plate number, sir.
ano yung Chinese na sinasabi nyo nakita sa may warehouse?
Based on the revelation, sir, nung forklift operator, na-establish, sir, through statement, sir.
Statement nung forklift operator. Walang CCTV yun? Doon po sir sa warehouse sir wala. Yung sa ano po sir, yung mga na-identify lang na tatlong personalities, yung na-engage po sir ng owner ng warehouse, yung nag-represent sir sa Red Day Metal Craft Corporation.
Yun, wala ba silang ano? Wala
Mayroong
silang...
passport po yun sir na na-provide yung tao, yung na-identify natin yung tao na si Su Chun Chong. Actually mayroon siyang drug case sa Taiwan, this person.
So, where is Su Chung Jung ngayon?
Na nakalipat na po sir itong tao na po ito sir.
Teka, so na-identify, you only found out na meron pala siyang kaso rin sa Taiwan sa related sa drugs.
Based on the backtracking information sir. And
Wala na yun.
pabalik-balik rin po sir ng Pilipinas. Ngayon sir nag-coordinate na po yung agency namin doon sa sa
Nag-coordinate ng PIDEA with the immigration, the Bureau of Immigration.
international counterpart sir, yung Taiwan po sir.
Mr.
So please
Chair,
provide us with all those requests. Congressman Biason, sorry.
Mr. Chair, kailan kaya
Mr. Chair?
nakalipad?
After Congressman Biason, I will recognize.
I just would like to.
In relation
Yeah.
to the let us allow Congressman Biason to finish his statement and then we will recognize
Yeah.
you.
On the evidence, I would like to.
Yes, we will after Congressman Biason and then you. Congressman Biason, please.
Mr. Chair, kailan nakalipad yung suspect niya na sabi?
Based on the travel documents submitted by the BI sir, yung ipad niya po sir ay last 13 May 2018. Bali yung country of destination is Taiwan po sir.
Wala na dito when that was discovered.
Wala na po yung tao dito sir.
Mr. Chair, with your permission, for the Bureau of Customs, ilang days na hubang abandoned yung shipment na nahanap before it was found out na meron siyang droga?
32 days, Your Honor. It arrived in the MICP on June 28, and a notice of overstaying was provided by the port operator on July 30. And then I received the information from PIDEA on August 4-5, and then I immediately transmitted that information to the collector of MICP, who immediately acted on it and found that it is there abandoned, Your Honor.
Kung hindi po nag-advise yung PIDEA about the possibility of drugs, mapapansin po ba na overstaying na siya?
Yes, Your Honor, because it was a notice was provided as Your Honor, and I have instructions that to inventory all the abandoned container. In fact, I have an instruction now to open all those abandoned containers, Your Honor.
The rule on abandonment, di ba, is 50 days after arrival. Extendable to 30 days upon request. Did somebody
Your
make a
Honor.
request to extend it?
There's none, Your Honor.
So how do you feel about that na lumampas no sa 50 days? Kasi extendable lang siya to 30 days kung may magre-request. That's what the law says.
Yeah, may I request the collector of of the Port of Manila to answer that.
Sir, in the TCCP, the previous law, the period provided is 30 days. In the CMTA, it's been shortened to 15 days, extendable by another 15, provided that you ask for an extension prior to the expiration of the original 15 days. In both instances, in the previous law and in the current law, upon the lapse of the period that is provided, ipso facto, by operation of law, it becomes property of the government. Thereafter, a decree of abandonment has to be issued. In the E2M system, sir, currently, it is also tagged as abandoned if an entry is not filed after the expiry of the number of days that is provided from the last discharge of the last parcel from the vessel. So the container arrived on June 28. 15 days after that would have been the first deadline. Another 15 days would have been the second deadline kung nagpa-extend po sila. And the next procedure, sir, would have been to have this processed by the Auction and Cargo Disposal Unit for inventory. Doon po natin na bubuksan after they have been queued. Kasi may mga maraming nauna na rin po na abandoned, sir. So, without any prior intelligence received that this in fact contains any drugs, and it would have been just processed normally with all the other abandoned shipments, whether expressly abandoned or impliedly abandoned, sir.
Do you concur with PIDEA that the documentation would show that these two, the shipment found in Cavite and the one in MICP, are related or connected to each other?
Sir, I know that the public has, and even the honorable members of the committee have an impression somewhat that we're blaming each other. But from the very beginning, the Bureau of Customs has been very careful not to give that impression. What we have done, on the other hand, is simply present how this particular shipment was processed.
I'm sorry to cut
yes,
you
sir.
off, but my question was, do you concur with what PIDEA is saying, that the shipment in Cavite and MICP are connected? Because they are citing documents coming from the BOC. So please answer na lang yung...
Yes, sir.
I don't need an explanation on the impression of the relation between PIDEA and BOC.
Yes,
What
sir.
I need is an answer kung nagko-concur kayo, ma-agree kayo, na related yung dalawang shipment based on documents.
Sir, I think we could conclusively concur upon the conclusion of the investigation that we are currently doing. We understand and I acknowledge the point of Representative Kimbo earlier that if it looks like a duck, then it's a duck. However, there's also a report from PIDEA, from their own chemists, that states that the findings, that was what was read by the Commissioner's opening statement, that the findings are negative. Qualitative findings for the presence of drugs in the magnetic lifters that were found in GMA Cavite are negative. So I cannot answer that, sir, whether we see whether these two things are connected. But what we have always said is that this is clearly being used as a new method by drug smuggling syndicates to dupe our scanners in the Bureau of Customs.
Well, ganito, no? Balikan ko lang yung sinabi ng PIDEA. Sinabi ng PIDEA, pareho yung, if I remember correctly, pareho yung, yung consignee, pareho yung pagpupuntahan. Those are based on documents. So kaya ang simple question ko nga, based on those documents, do you concur na sinasabi ng PIDEA na related yung dalawa?
Your Honor, may I request Dipcom Dibuco to answer that question?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Well, first of all, Your Honor, as to the name of the consignee, magkaiba po sila. Bicaba po yung isa is MYD. So, ang Bicaba po is not an accredited importer. So, secondly, as to the address, Your Honor, hindi ko po alam kung bakit nasabi ng PIDEA that they have the same address. Well, ang Bicaba po is an abandoned shipment which wala pa pong entry filed and hindi pa po alam kung to which address i-deliver. So, that's one point. And ang address po kasi ng SMYD, as it appears in our records sa AMO, is located in Malate, in Manila. So, it's the warehouse that's located in Malate. 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 So in Cavite. So with those observations, Your Honor, it would appear that there's no relation between the two.
That's the point of my question, yung comparison ng documents. Kasi kung ano yung sinasabi ng PIDEA eh. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, that's the point of the position of the Bureau of Customs at this point in time. Of course, we continue to conduct the investigation and have assist the PDEA in the investigation and come up with a result that will lead to the analysis of why are there 4 empty lifter in that warehouse in Cavite, Your Honor. That is what we want to find out.
Mr. Chairman, I'll avail of the second round, but one last point lang. Is it possible for us to, kasi sinabi nga, di ba, dumaan sa X-ray tapos walang nahanap, yung nandoon sa Cavite. Is it possible for us to use the lifters, magnetic lifters that were found in MICP at kung meron ba, kung may access pa tayo doon sa droga with the help of PIDEA, can we put it back in that container and let it pass through the X-ray and see if it indeed pwede siyang makita? Kasi kung kunyari, ang senaryo, ibalik natin yung droga doon sa container, let it pass through the X-ray, at through the X-ray makikita mo na walang laman, or makikita na may laman, then it would mean na yung pagbasa ng X-ray doon sa containers na napunta ng Cavite, na according to reports, negative naman din ang findings, and it would validate that. For us to determine kung talaga nga yung capability is there.
So in other words, Your Honor, if I may butt in, Commissioner, with of course with PIDEA's approval also, i-reenact yung pag-X-ray, yung magnetic lifters na may nakatagong shabu, and see, we will see kung nakikita ba ito or hindi. So exactly that's what the Congressman Biason would like to happen. If that is possible, then maybe why not? Para lang once and for all makita natin kung talaga bang anong capability. Kasi baka a lot of stories are coming outside. Sinasabi nga nila mukhang mas matalino na yung aso kasi mas nakakaamoy siya ng droga kaysa doon sa tao. So that's not what we want to the people to perceive, no? Kasi it will undermine all these efforts against the war against drugs. So if that is possible, maybe we can do that. What can you say about that, Commissioner?
Your Honor, may I request the head of the X-ray first to answer?
Good morning. Sir, honestly, in the beginning, that's what we intended to do. We wanted to go do a reenactment and do the same thing all over again. But considering now with all the research and all the consultations that we have done with the experts also, other experts with regards to X-ray, we may do that, but they're considering, we may do that, sir, but considering that what PIDEA found already in Cavite was already open, so technically we wouldn't know, and we don't know how they did the packaging inside, because on the X-ray side of the 4 containers, allegedly the same containers as they found there in Cavite, assuming that they are the same, we didn't see anything. Now, if we do a run-through, there might be a risk. We might be putting BOC at risk, considering that what we saw in Cavite was already open. We don't know how it was done, packaging-wise. We don't know how they concealed it, because it could be, sir, that if indeed it was the same cylinders that I X-rayed, that I didn't find anything, because the X-ray machine wasn't capable of looking, the X-ray machine wasn't capable of finding that there. It could be that the manner of concealment that they did, and we wouldn't know that now, was around the cylinders. They could have wrapped it in lead, a material.
Excuse me. The container that was abandoned, wherein you found that shabu inside that lifter, ano bang, paano, how was it wrapped? why don't we just reenact that?
Sir, that never passed through X-ray. But we're
Okay.
talking about the one in Cavite.
In Cavite.
So pagdating ng PIDEA, that's already open. So if we do a reenactment using the same thing, we might be putting BOC nga at risk kasi we wouldn't know. Malay natin, sir, yung nag-smuggle nung doon, wrapped it around a lead material. That is really something na para siyang kryptonite sa X-ray machine.
So pag lead, hindi siya makikita?
No, cannot be, sir. And there are other more materials that they could use that the X-ray won't be able to see it.
Sige, okay. Would that be sufficient, Congressman Biason? We'll just explore the possibility of doing a reenactment and wrap it with a lot of things so that we can determine ano ba talaga yung kayang makita ng X-ray. If that would be sufficient.
Well, I acknowledge the explanation of Attorney De Guzman. No? Siyempre, meron nga namang factors na possibly nando. So, I'm willing to put a wall between the findings of the experiment, if you can call it an experiment that we would do, to whatever was the findings of the X-ray, the shipment contained in the warehouse in Cavite.
Yeah.
If the committee would decide to proceed with that experiment, limiting it only to the theory that what if that abandoned container passed through the X-ray, would we have seen it? Of course, one of the objectives here is to look forward into the future for us to finally resolve problems like this. Kasi kung ang problema natin talagang wala palang capability yung X-ray, I mean, if ang finding ng experiment natin, kahit may alam natin na may lamang droga, nung dumaan sa X-ray, hindi mo pala makikita, then we know the limitation of our equipment, which definitely should compel us to act and improve on those systems. I'm willing to separate the two. No?
Okay.
Sige, it depends on the desire of the committee and the approval of both agencies.
The chair takes note of the suggestion and the ideas forwarded by Congressman Biason, and maybe in our subsequent meetings and hearings, maybe we can explore that possibility of doing such a reenactment of the X-ray activity with that particular item on it. Before we continue, let me acknowledge first Congressman Gastam Bunting, Congressman Lanete, and Congressman Ibardone. Earlier, Congressman Alejano would want to interject in relation to the questions propounded by Congressman Biason. I will recognize you, Congressman Alejano, but please, we do have a list of interpellators. If that will be short, the chair
Very
recognizes
short.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very short. I raised a concern, Mr. Chair, because we're asking documents already, evidence from PDEA and Customs. I believe, Mr. Chair, it would be wise for us to ask the report after, because it might compromise the investigation of PDEA and Customs. As of now, understand they're doing the backtracking. So, kahit na lang pagkatapos, kung anong pwedeng ibigay sa atin based on their reports, mas okay. Because right now, baka meron ngang representative ng drug lords na nandito sa loob ng committee hearing. So we're exposing those information to them and even to the media. So this is my manifestation, Mr. Chair.
That's a noted manifestation by Congressman Alejano. So I ask the honorable members present that we should all take note of that observation by Congressman Alejano, because indeed the issue is sensitive, and there could also be a possibility what the syndicates have people inside the hearings, therefore would get vital information and will share it with them in order to avoid detection and avoid apprehension. So daan-daan lang ho dun sa aming hihingiing dokumento. Only those that will not jeopardize your investigation. We would definitely appreciate it. So the next to interpolate is Congressman Acop. Congressman Acop. Congressman Batawil. Congressman Batawil, you're recognized.
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. Most of my questions were already asked, and I would like to manifest my support to the statement of Congressman Gary Alejano This is a very sensitive situation our agencies are in, so we really should be very cautious. And if I, with the permission of the chairman, can I give my time to Congressman?
If
With your permission.
so, the Congressman Batawil will yield this
I
time,
will yield my
the
time
balance
for-
of his time
in
to
favor of
Congressman Ako.
Ako.
Congressman
Yes,
Ako,
Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr.
the
Chair.
upper class one of Congressman Batawil. Congressman Akop, you're now recognized. Congressman Batawil is yielding his time. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Congressman Akop. So the next in the list of our interpellators is Congressman Cesar Sarmiento. Congressman Sarmiento, you're recognized.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I'd like to address this particular question to PIDEA. Alam po natin na ang marching order ng ating presidente, ang centerpiece ng kanyang administration is war against drugs. So with that marching order, I'm sure PIDEA has not relented in its drive against war. Tama ho ba?
Yes, sir.
So in your drive against, in waging a war against drugs, nababasa ho namin sa mga dyaryo, marami hong nahuhuli, namamatay. So this means ang mga maliliit lang po ito. This means to show unabated po ang supply ng shabu in the local market. Tama ho ba?
Hanggang sa ngayon po, may mga supply pa rin po sa market.
Pwede ho kayang malaman natin kung ano ang source ng mga supply need ng drugs na kumakalat sa merkado na napupunta sa mga maliliit na tao na kung saan nahuhuli sila at yung iba naman ng laban namamatay sila.
Ang pinaka-source po ng droga natin is, number one is, sa China po ito, no? Yung China Stride po ang nagdadala rito. Then we have the...
Ano ang manner pagpapadala po dito sa Pilipinas?
Based on our research, sir, one is smuggling. Meron namang through couriers sa airport. And sa shipside, smuggling, meron din pong shipside. Yung isa pong grupo, yung tawag doon, yung African Drug Group, at sa mga sinasama sa mga baggages po.
So anyway, in the past, there had been discoveries and apprehensions of the existence of shabu labs all over the country. Tama ho ba?
Yes, sir. Meron po kaming data as to how many drug labs ang nakumpiska na po.
Sa palagay ninyo, ano ang pinakamalaking shabu drug laboratory ang nahuli?
In Antipolo, sir, way back 2004, Barangay Mambugan.
Talo ho ba yung shabu lab sa Catanduanes?
Yes, sir. We recovered in Antipolo 1,168 kilograms of finished product and 21 tons of CPIC.
Pero yung nahuli sa Catanduanes, yung hydrogenator, 6 units capable of producing 24 billion market value a month. So, talo pa ba yun sa Catanduanes?
Yes, sir. In terms of the finished product. At saka malaki rin po yung hydrogenator sa Actually, it was recognized as the biggest clandestine laboratory dismantled in Asia.
So that was discovered in 2004.
It was in 2004.
But in Catanduanes, it was discovered in November 2016. Now, my question is, when was the last time does PIDEA or any other enforcement agencies discovered a shabu lab?
Itong 2018 po, ang na-discover po is in Ibaan, Batangas.
So, in other words, pero...
And in Malabon, sir. In Malabon.
Mangilan-ngilan na lang po ang nahuhuli natin na nagmamanufacture ng shabu.
Yes, sir. Yun, sir, ang lumalabas ngayon na medyo konti lang ang nag-put up ng Shabu Laboratory.
Kasi sa maraming...
Compared with other years.
Kasi sa maraming nahuli, ng mga Shabu Lab, imbes na magtayo ng Shabu Lab, naisip nila na lang mag-import. Kasi mas matrabaho pa kung magmamanufacture ng Shabu Lab. Di ho ba? Because as this is supported, substantiated by the fact that almost a year ago, 6.4 billion of Shabu was intercepted, was apprehended, na dumaan sa Bureau of Customs. So, masasabi niyo ba na ganito na ang operandi ngayon? Ipinapadaan na lang sa puerto?
Bago-bago ang sitwasyon. There are times na ang nakukumpiska namin sa mga airport, yung sa mga couriering service.
Mas malito yun eh, hindi tulad dito, tonelada.
Yes, sir.
So, kumbaga, win some, lose some, di ba rin ang mahuli yung iba, pag nakalusot, big time.
Yes, sir. Pag sa port, sir, ang kumpiska, talagang normally in bulk. Normally, 500 up yan eh. Mga 500 up to 1 ton.
And that was the reason why, because of that a controversial 6.4 billion shipment that was seized, that led to the sacking of then Commissioner Faldon. And that was the reason also that Commissioner La Peña was plucked out of PIDEA and placed in the Bureau of Customs, because probably of his experience on drugs, no? So the President has trust and confidence kay Commissioner Sid La Peña para mabawasan ang pagdating ng mga malalaking shipment of Shabu sa market. May I know, Mr. Commissioner La Peña, if you still have this so-called Customs Narcotics Interdiction Unit?
Yes, we do have, Your Honor. It's called CAIDTF, Customs Interdiction Task Force.
So, gaano karami itong unit nyo dito, Mr. Commissioner?
It's a Customs Anti-Illegal Drug Task Force, Your Honor, and it's based here at Port of Manila, and but we also have the Seaport Interdiction Unit.
Gaano karami ho ito? Mga expert ho ba ito? Para mapuksa, ma-intercept, or madagdagan ang apprehension nyo ng drugs? Nung you reported a while ago that when you came in, you made apprehensions already, meaning you, the Bureau of Customs, made several apprehensions of seizure of drug shipments. Anyway, you reported a while ago. May we request through this committee, request the Bureau of Customs to submit to us report regarding their apprehension of shipments containing drugs?
Yes, Your Honor, we will do. And as well as the number of the personnel composition of the CAIDTF and the people that compose it.
It probably it may be unfair to make a conclusion na wala hong ginagawa ang Bureau of Customs, but it can be refuted by the number of apprehensions Customs made. But ito pong shipment na ito, since nilagay ka po dyan because of your background sa PIDEA, the President and the Filipino people have high hopes na dapat hindi ito mangyari, considering that you are at the helm of the Bureau of Customs, taking into consideration of your nature and fully aware of your reason why you were placed there.
Yes, Your Honor. That's why, upon my assumption as the Commissioner of the Bureau of Customs, I took measures that will address the possible shipment of drugs, Shabu, through the ports. And one of those that I did was the suspension of the Green Lane, and which remains to be suspended until now. and then the frequent alerting of shipments. And then we have also created the seaport. I have provided the PIDEA seaport a space in the customs areas, and that one is in the MICP. They have people there with K9, and then another one in Batangas, because these are what I was asking customs before when I was the Director General of PIDEA. And I made it possible because it's a necessary unit for the cooperation that we should have with the PDEA, Your Honor.
Yeah, thank you very much. Pero notwithstanding the fact that you are at the helm of the Bureau of Customs and you have made marching orders to your customs personnel, pero may nakakalusot pa rin po, gaya nito po, napakalaking kargamento. What seems to be the problem, Mr. Commissioner? Alam naman nila na stricto po kayo, binitbit nyo na yung marami mong kasamahan sa PIDEA, hoping na talagang masugpo na ito. But, again, hindi to biro, considered to be one of the largest apprehension ng Bureau of Customs. But, bakit meron pa rin ito?
Your Honor, I would cite first the apprehension that we had, the 355 kilos of Shabu that was hidden in the two lifter, in the two scrap magnetic lifter, and this is a fact. But on the issue of if there was a illegal drug or the Shabu that had passed through the customs, that is not yet ascertained, Your Honor. Because the four scrap magnetic lifter that was found in Cavite, there was no, it was empty, Your Honor. So we cannot assume that such quantity of Shabu have passed through our port, Your Honor. And then this is further supported by the result of the examination, the swabbing and examination of those containers and the foils around, Your Honor.
Quoting you, ang nakalagay dito, we have been tracking the group, the sender of the shipment 7 years ago. Well, that was kay ano. La Peña, on the other hand, suspects that some personnel within the Bureau are working with the smugglers. Totoo ba ito? Nasabi mo ito?
I did not say that, Your Honor.
Kasi nakalagay dito, maybe they still have connections with people who can help them to bring the shipment and release it undetected, but it did not happen. It could be anybody that has connection with the Bureau of Customs, La Pena said.
I did not say it that way, Your Honor. Maybe what I said that in the conduct of the thorough investigation, people that from the bureaus who will be found to be connected with the drug syndicate will be brought to justice, and it is actually something that is an assumption, Your Honor, that if there are personnel from the Bureau, because of the investigation that we are conducting, then they will be made to suffer the consequences, Your Honor.
Sa iyong paniniwala sa pagdating po ng kargamentong ito, dahil matagal na po ang smuggling sa Bureau of Customs, napakatagal na, pero bakit patuloy pa rin ang mga pagdating ng mga prohibited items like drugs, no? Notwithstanding the fact that the Bureau is headed by honest to goodness public servant like General La Peña. So, hindi naman po maglalakas ng loob ang mga importer kung talagang gaya ng sinabi dito sa Ang sinabi ko po dito, I lifted this from Manila Bulletin. Ang writer po, Bernadette Unite, na baka may connection sa loob. Otherwise, hindi po maglalakas ng loob ang mga importers kung walang connection sa loob.
Well, along that line, Your Honor, I agree. Because the smugglers, there are still smugglers who have a connection with the people from the Bureau of Customs. That despite our reforms that being instituted, they still continue with their illegal activities. Because I would say because of the money that they generate or they earn along the way. But as they do that, we are also stepping up our measures to counter it. And we have the programs. First is the short-term dowables. And then on the second term, we are now into automation. In fact, we have gone to one assessment. And then later on, we will launch the iTrack, which will be the one assessment is about the separation of the examiner to that of the appraisers, and then so there will be no collusion between the two.
No suki. So anyway, Mr. Chairman, I expect that there will be more hearings. No, I have been receiving information regarding personalities that cannot be disclosed here. Siguro if we will have an executive session, para naman they'll be emboldened to name the personalities, the players, because hindi ito magsasucceed kung walang contact sa loob. Okay?
I agree,
Number
Your
two,
Honor.
I observed that there are already red flags with this particular shipment. Number one, it arrived in June 28. No entry file within 15 days because it was changed when congestion issue cropped up in the Bureau of Customs from 30 to 15. And then after 30 days, so dapat red flag na yon. Plus the fact that the shipment was consigned to a certain Vicaba Trading who is not accredited by the Bureau of Customs. These two things must have raised suspicion sa Bureau of Customs na dapat buksan na ito. Diba? So, despite the two indicias of a possible prohibited item inside, bakit po you waited for the PDA to coordinate with you until it was opened because PDEA came into the picture?
I agree, Your Honor. And may I request the collector of MICP to answer that question?
First, sir, we just received the electronic manifest. At first instance, we do not know whether that consignee is accredited or not, considering that we are looking only on the filing of shipments in MICP.
May I interject? Kung hindi mo alam whether it was accredited or not, anong ginagawa ng CIIS natin? Or may mga particular agency tayo sa Bureau of Customs to detect kung ang consignee first time or regular importer. So, dapat nagkakamali kayo dyan. Okay? O di bale, basta sinabi ko na those are two red flags. Okay, another point. It seems na ang pinagpapasukan ng mga big shipment is POM and MICP. Considering na masyadong maraming tao dyan, may mga intelligence, mga enforcement, dyan pinapasok. Kung dyan nakapasok, hindi kaya nilalansi tayo. May other ports pa rin, Batangas. And only lately, there has been a discovery of missing containers in Mindanao container port, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, if those are unaccounted containers, baka we can safely assume again or we can make a guess na baka maya-maya may laman ng mga kargamentong prohibited drugs yun. Di ho ba?
That's a possibility, Your Honor. May I just state on record that the the discovery of the swing operation in the MCT was discovered by me. It was initiated by us, and then a full-blown investigation is being conducted. And I have relieved all the personnel there in MCT, the collector, as well as the collector of the district of Cagayan, Your Honor.
Well, as regards discovery of swing shipments that had been released through swing, pero kung mga ordinary items lang yon or dutiable value, with high dutiable value, kung ang laman nun, mga drugs, probably that could be the reason why we are flooded with drugs in the local market. So we have been conducting hearings to prevent the entry of prohibited drugs. But we are concentrating on two big ports, POM and MICP. What about in other ports? Kung baka nalalansi tayo, many drug shipments have been released in other ports, released without any notice under the noses of the Bureau of Customs. So with that, probably my time is up. I will avail of my second.
Kasalukuyan pong ginaganap ang pagdinig ng Kamara kaugnay sa umano'y 6.8 bilyong pisong halaga ng shabu na naipuslit sa bansa. Samantala sa ibang balita, iginit ni dating Tourism Secretary Wanda Teo na walang iligal na 60 million pesos tourism ad deal ng Department of Tourism ang ng programa ng kanyang kapatid sa PTV4. Sa pagharap nito sa pagdinig ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee ngayong araw, ay inihayag nito na kumpiyansa siyang dumaan sa tamang proseso at legal ang naturang kontrata. Matatandaang nasilipan ng COA ang naturang transaksyon ng DOT na umano'y kulang ng kaukulang kontrata. Ang kontrobersiya ay nagresulta sa pag-resign sa pwesto ni Teo at pinalitan ni Bernadette Romulo Puyat. Maliban sa Senado ay nag-iimbestiga rin o iniimbestigahan na rin ng Office of the Ombudsman ang kontrobersyal na advertisement deal. Sa ibang balita, sumabog ang gulong ng isang eroplano ng Philippine Airlines habang nasa runway ng Dumaguete Airport. Ayon kay PAL spokesperson na Shelo Villaluna, alas 6:42 ng umaga nang magkaproblema ang gulong ng flight PR2541 Airbus A320. Paliwanag pa ni Villaluna na nakalapag na ang eroplano at habang nasa slowdown stage na ito ay biglang sumabog ang gulong. Ligtas namang pinababa ang nasa 121 sakay na naturang nagkaaberyang eroplano. Dahil dito ay nagpalabas na rin ng notice to airman ng CAAP hinggil sa pagsisara ng runway sa naturang paliparan. Inaalam pa rin ang sanhi na naturang insidente. Bumagsak naman sa kamay ng otoridad ang isang tulak ng droga. Kasunod ng ikinasanga buy-bust operation ng PDEA sa Mother Ignacia, Quezon City kaninang madaling araw. Kinilala ng PDEA ang inaresto ng suspect na si Carlos Santos. Nakuha mula kay Santos ang nasa halos 1 million pesos na halaga ng iba't ibang uri ng party drugs. Ito ay kinabibilangan ng 330 tablets ng ecstasy, 50 ecstasy capsule, 9 na bote ng energy drink na may 1,100 mg liquid ecstasy at iba pang mga party drugs. Dagdag pa ng PDEA posibleng kagrupo ng sospek ang nahuli ng Northern Police District Kamakalawa sa Quezon City na nasamsam rin ng mga party drug at ibinibenta naman sa mga club ng lungsod. Kasong paglabag naman sa Republic Act 9165 o Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002 ang kakaharapin ng sospek. At yan po ang mga balita sa oras na ito. Para sa karagdagang news update, bisitahin o maglagon lamang sa sm9newschannel.com o i-follow ang SMN9 News sa YouTube, Facebook at Twitter. Samantala, balikan po natin ang mga nangyayaring pagdinig ng House Committee on Dangerous Drugs kaugnay sa umano'y pagpuslit ng 6.8 billion pesos na halaga ng shabu sa bansa.
From the Bureau of Customs or the PDEA, ano pong araw dumating yung lifters from Malaysia? Ano pong araw?
Your Honor, June 28, Your Honor.
June 28. And the shipper was?
The shipper was Vicaba.
And the consignee?
The consignee is Vicaba.
Who was the shipper then? You should know this information kung talaga inimbestigahan nyo eh.
The shipper, Your Honor, is TS Line, Your Honor.
Yes. And what was the address of the consignee?
Address of the consignee is number 712 Galicia Street, Sampaloc, Manila, Your Honor.
Okay. And what is the track record or reputation of the consignee?
Well, this unregistered, Your Honor, and this is the first shipment that that's undertaken by the consignee, Your Honor.
And according to reports, the address given is fictitious. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, let's go to GMA General Mariano Alvarez Cavite. What was the date of the arrival of the shipment?
The arrival of the shipment, Your Honor, is July 10, 2018.
So it's different from the shipment from Malaysia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And who was the shipper?
The shipper is Evergreen Marine Corporation, Your Honor.
And the consignee?
The consignee is SMYD Trading, Your Honor.
And what address does it have?
The address is 6F, Suite 605A, Victoria Building, 429 UN Avenue, Barangay 666, Zone 072, Ermita, Manila, Your Honor.
From the records of customs, ano ang track record or reputation nitong consignee na ito?
The record of SMYD, Your Honor, is was accredited as importer on October 2015 and have a total of one for one shipment, Your Honor.
And Mr. Commissioner, there never was any occasion or any event that you have suspected that this shipper or this consignee has ever done anything wrong vis-a-vis customs rules and regulations.
Your Honor, while we did not have a case of illegal activity of this consignee, but he is always tag red, Your Honor. This consignee is always tag red, but there was no violation that was monitored in all his shipment.
May I ask, kasi ito po yung crux of the issue, whether there was shabu in the 4 containers found in Cavite. Is there any procedure or process that you have to establish conclusively that illegal illegal drug